favorite TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Yes, and welcome to UNVEILED, a show that comes to you every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. We are very happy that you are there waiting for us. We had a little small technical hitch, but we are back. Nothing can stop this show because this show comes to you live to edify every man and to empower every man and make the men feel like this is where they belong. We said we empower men, we inspire men to be all that they were created to be. In this show we say, it takes a man to get the best out of another man. And I want you to sit there, write to your friends, family, and those close to you. Tell them something good is happening on Elevate. I know we are coming from last week but one, and we are looking at the effects of fatherhood in the boy child. And I promised, I belong to an association of faithful men. I promised that I'll bring ladies to look at the subject of effects of fatherhood on the girl child. I am joined tonight by the very best shakers and movers, people and women who are making things happen out there. They are passionate about the girl child, they are passionate about ministry, they are passionate about making change in our society. They are counseling psychologists. They will be introducing themselves to us. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of us. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and in any other social media handle. Please share these links and let every person know that something great is happening on Elevate tonight. Madam Tabitha.
Yes,
Counselor Tabby.
Yes, my name.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Welcome
Joe.
back to Elevate.
Thank you.
We missed you when you were away. So much happened. Look at that camera, introduce yourself, tell us where you are coming from and what you do.
Okay, thank you so much, Joe. Welcome our viewers. I welcome you to this show of UNVEILED. And my name is Tabitha Gathoni. I'm a counseling psychologist. I am the lead counselor at Perk Counselling and Consultancy, where we focus on touching lives one at a time. And we do this through practical and personalized counseling and training. We are here tonight to help men understand, or the fathers who are watching us, to help them understand the influence or the impact they have in their daughters' lives. I would encourage you to stay tuned, watch and share with your friends, just like our friend Joe has said. And I want to say hi to my dear husband. I know he's watching, wherever he is, and also our children. Enjoy the show and welcome all.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gabriel. Thank you so much for allowing Counselor Tabitha to be live on this show. I know it's a sacrifice, but keep doing what you're doing, sir. We acknowledge the efforts and the sacrifices that you're doing. Every time you see a strong woman, know that there is a man in the picture. And you'll be talking about that shortly. Okay. And we are joined by a counseling psychologist, a person who is also very passionate about the girl child and parenting for that matter, Madam Eunice. Look at this camera, say hi to your family and those who are watching us as you introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Joe. My name is Eunice Njoroge. I'm married to one man, Mr. Njoroge, and I'm glad to be here as we talk about the girl child. I'm very passionate about it. I'm a counseling psychologist student at Perk University, and currently I'm at Blessed Talbot Rehabilitation Center, where we are rehabilitating every person who is going through addiction. So we are taking every kind of addiction and mental wellness. We are taking care of your mind. And I encourage you, if you have someone who is going through addiction, that you kindly find a place in our place at Talbot, where we are taking all kind of addictions. I want to say hi to my family back at home, my 3 beautiful daughters. My boy Wanjiko and Joki, I love you so much. And stay here with me, everyone. I encourage you to watch and learn more. Make sure that as you watch, you're learning so that you can be able to help a girl child somewhere. I encourage you to stay tuned. Thank you.
Wow, wow, powerful. And my family, Linus Joe, Victor Joe, Sophie Joy, and Sonia Joanna. I know you are watching. I don't want to come fighting home. Please receive my greetings. This topic, the effects of fatherhood in the life of a girl. Let me ask Madam Tabby, why are girls so attached to their fathers? You know, I'm a father of girls. And when I get home, sometimes the boy is busy doing his job. But you find the girls coming and blessing me, hugging me. Why is that? What happens?
Thank you, Joe. The attachment between the father and the girls, it is usually so natural. And if we can use the research that was done by the psychologists, the pioneers of the psychology, like somebody like Sigmund Freud, he said that when a girl reaches the age of 3 to 6 years, they tend to have to get attracted to the opposite sex parent. So if this is a girl, they get attracted sexually to the dad. So they start becoming a competitor of their mother. And this is why girls from the age of 3, you find them hugging, or they're always talking about their dad. They're always fantasizing. It's like they fantasize dating their dad. They become their mother's competitor. And if a father is not present, or if a father puts off this girl who is trying to maybe hug you,
To draw close to you, but you are like discouraging them, these girls get fixated, or they feel like they get frustrated. But if it is successive, if the father welcomes them, shows them love, keeps telling them, I love you, you are the best, you know, all those positive affirmations, these girls becomes very close with their father. But that does not mean they tend to hate the mother. But at that stage, the mother is a competitor, but they usually overcome after the age of 6. Wow.
Yeah.
Madam Eunice,
Yes.
you know, I know your generation and possibly my generation. We didn't have an opportunity to get this love. Your father could not tell you that he loves you. Oh, my goodness. Your father telling you I love, hey. It was culturally incorrect. And it looked absurd.
Sure.
It looked immoral.
Sure.
But today we find, in fact, you could not even hug your father. As a girl. The society could not allow.
Sure.
Today you find people hugging, and you know, today's girl is loved, appreciated. What do you think that effect is in the life of that girl?
Wow, I like how you explain it. And before then, people were not so close to their fathers. But it's unlike my dad. My dad was a very present father. My dad used to work in Nairobi. Mr. Michael Kigodho. He used to work in Nairobi.
Is he still there?
He's still there, and I say hi,
Say
Daddy,
hi to
and I
him,
still love you so much.
Mention even the village where that man deserves acknowledgement.
Oh yes, Mr. Michael Kigodho Kamore from Uplands, Larry. I love you so much. You're such a great dad.
Wow.
You've made me who I am today.
Wow. Wow.
So that man was working in Nairobi, and he used to come home daily. I don't know whether you can remember Ukwala supermarket. We used to take bread from Ukwala supermarket daily, fresh. As he used to come from job, he used to pass through Ukwala supermarket and bring bread. My first earring I was bought for by my dad. Maybe probably that's why I love quality earrings.
Oh, wow.
Chains and every beautiful things. In fact, the most beautiful shoes that I've ever worn when I was young were brought by my dad.
Wow.
My father was a very present dad, and I can tell you that for sure, Joe, that has impacted my life, because as I was looking for a husband, I was looking for somebody who is very responsible. I was looking for someone who can be able to raise children with me the way I was raised, and I was looking for someone who can be very present for my children. And glory to God, because God blessed us with 3 daughters, and my husband is a very present dad to my girls.
Wow.
So I can tell you it has impacted who I am today, and I am a product of a present father. So I can say a present father impacts girls in a very positive way.
Wow.
Yes.
Mr. Kigodo, you will see God.
Amen.
That work that you did is never in vain.
Sure.
Now, Madam Tabitha, do you have maybe an experience of having a father around you? And what is your experience?
I also have a father who is still alive.
Yes.
He may not be watching, but I wish he can watch this.
Yes.
Because I can also attest that he was the best dad
This
I ever
news you
had.
get to him, talk to him.
Yes, I love you so much, Dad. Wherever you are, Kashada, hapo Kehuro. I still love you so much. He was also very present. He never used to live where we used to live. He used to work some far away, Meru, sometimes in Nairobi. But whenever he used to be home, he used to assure me of his love. I remember he used to promise me very great things. He was not well blessed materially, but he used to affirm me, telling me, if I get money, I am going to take you to the best schools in this world. If I get money, I'm going to buy you the best shoes. And I can confirm when I went to high school, what he could afford, he used to buy me the best. If it is toothpaste, he used to buy me the biggest. I used to use that toothpaste until the following term. I used to have toothpaste that are overflowing. He used to buy whatever he used to afford, he could give his best. And I used to feel appreciated. And I can say that I have seen it in my life, because even the husband I attracted, because there is the law of attraction. What you get used to, it's what you get accustomed to even in your mind. Because for girls, the way we say they get attracted to their father, you get to attracted also by how your father treats you and the leadership. The leadership you see in your dad, how he conducts himself in the house, how he treats your mother, you get attracted to that. So that is what you also get to attract.
Wow.
So that is what I also attracted. I usually see a replica of my dad in my husband. And I appreciate you, Mr. Nganga, for what you do. And I keep telling you, sometimes I see you, you are like my dad, you are a replica of my dad. And I tell you that quite often, I appreciate you. So I am a witness.
Wow. Mr. Nganga, I can see what you have been going through, because Tabitha here has been trying to convert you into the version of the Father. You will also see God. You know, some of these things you hear them from a distance.
That, yes.
But that every woman is looking for a father in the husband. But there are others that I would want you to address them, and possibly you have, in your counseling profession, possibly you have interacted with them.
Sure.
There are people who ordered this and they got this. You know, they say that on the ground things are different. And there are people who are very frustrated watching us tonight, feeling like the way they were raised, the man they have in the house is not the version that they will have desired. There are also others who are raised by very, very cruel fathers. Madam Eunice, I want you to address that. What happens if you are raised by a cruel father? Because you have found this, and does it reflect in the life of that person as they grow up?
Sure. Yes, I agree with you, Joe.
Or an abusive father?
Yes. I agree with you, and I can tell you for sure, when young children are growing, they are modeled in a family, and the first person to model are the parents. And in this case, the girls are modeled by the father. So if this father is not taking care of the children very well, then those emotions are somehow suppressed somewhere at the back of the mind. And when those emotions are suppressed, they are kept. And they are waiting to resurrect later in life. And that is where you can see in the society, they are so frustrated people, they are so frustrated girls outside here in the streets. Why? Because their modeling was not so good with their father. Okay. Their relationship with their father was very bad. I have seen so many back in our village who could hear their father coming, and they were busy running, going under the beds, and even hiding food, because the father will come, they will not have peace to eat. And
scatter everything.
Yeah. And step on them to make it worse. And even sometimes they even urinate. I don't want to shout that.
In fact, as you were reading, there was a man that used to come home late at night and call out his children, asking them, does your mother tell you who I am?
And they already know. So you find that those children, they suppress those emotions. They want to feel loved. But this father is not loving them.
Yes.
This father is just pathetic, you see.
Yeah.
So they go through frustrations and they keep those emotions somewhere. So as they grow up, they are looking for someone whom they can pour out their emotions to. So what do? Because they wanted a loving father and they never found one. They come looking for older men to love them so that they can satisfy the feeling that Tabby was explaining.
Is that why we have sponsors and some young girls getting sponsors?
Of course.
Can it be the reason why we have so many young girls not going for the young men? In fact, there are so many unmarried young men. Some of them are here in this studio.
Yes.
They are very unmarried, very single, dangerously single.
Yes. Yes.
But some girls are going out there looking for men, older men. And there's no future with these men. I didn't know that it was that effect.
Yes, yes. It is that effect.
They are trying to look for someone, a father.
Yes.
Not a husband.
Not a husband, but a father, because that feeling must be satisfied.
Wow.
The stage they skipped
Is the fixation.
Yes, 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 yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Madam Tabby, what happens to this girl who did not experience love? Maybe the father was there, he was abusive, and maybe he was even absent. There are some that have not been raised by a father. The father disappeared unceremoniously. And the mother keep telling these children that your father was run over by a train.
That has become very common, Joe, especially in this era where some parents, the mothers are usually trying to cover up the absence of the father. But I want to respond to the question you are asking. What happens to this girl?
This girl, yes.
Who has been raised by an abusive father, a father who is not present or an absent dad. So what happens, just like my colleague here, Eunice, has said about vexation, I want to talk about how they get vexated. Remember, we have said this attraction between the father and daughter is happening between 3 and 6 years. So this child is very young. They have not developed, they have not matured in a way that they can be able to reason, to see like, my dad is not okay, my dad has a problem. So they are still developing, and emotionally they have not developed. So what they do, they have that the urge to connect with the opposite parent, sex parent. Now the father is still there because it is so natural. So what happens is that they become frustrated, just like the way Eunice has said. But they don't know, how do I deal with these feelings of feeling frustrated because I'm not getting the love, I'm not feeling the warmth of my dad. What do I do with these frustrations, these feelings? Remember, they are very young and they have not developed emotionally, so they don't know how to do with the feelings. So they're in distress. So the best thing they do, apart now from suppressing those emotions, they also use another defense mechanism we call self-blame. Self-blame is also very common to children. And when you take self-blame, they don't want to blame the father, they blame themselves. Like, I must have a problem which is making my dad not to love me, not to be close to me, like the way I want, like the way I want him to be. And this is the reason why my dad is not available for me. Yeah. So the self-blame will make this girl say things like, I am unlovable, I have a problem, there is something wrong with me. So they end up blaming themselves. So in childhood, it works for them. Because as a child, when you say, I am the problem, you continue loving your dad. Yeah. But remember, this dad is abusive. The dad will come, maybe emotionally abuse them, verbally, physically. But this girl has no option because they can't reason. Why is my dad abusing me? Could it be my dad is not able to regulate his emotions? They can't reason because because of their tender age, so they blame themselves. That self-blame is what I'm saying. They will now internalize that as a belief.
They don't know what it is to be loved, so they will not even ask for it. They will not demand for it.
They won't demand
so
for it
because they are the problem.
They'll blame it, they are the problem, and then they internalize that belief, they are the problem. Once they internalize that, we have said it has worked for them. When they become adults, it works against them. When this girl gets married, So the way I said, when we were beginning, they get, you attract what you have.
Yes.
You have in your subconscious mind. They get attracted somehow to a similar person like their dad, who is also abusive. When they are abused, like now they are in adulthood, they are in marriage, when they are abused, they tend to feel like I have a problem that is making my husband to abuse me, because that is something they internalized and it became a belief. And remember, our personality is formed by the beliefs and the values we pick in childhood. So this self-blame works for children in childhood, but in adulthood, it works against us. And that is why you are finding they are so frustrated. Somebody is still in a very toxic environment, toxic marriage, still trying to do something to make their husband to stop abusing them, because they believe they have a problem.
Wow. Yes. I've even seen ladies, because as a counselor also I've seen women who come for counseling, and somehow you hear a woman saying that you know, yes, I was abused, she slapped me. Here we don't say slapping, sorry, we say she gave me fivefold ministry, and but I don't blame him because I think I was the problem.
Exactly.
They want to justify that act.
Yeah.
So they are taking the blame.
Because it is a belief they
It's a belief in
internalized. And there is nothing as dangerous as the belief you have. Because the beliefs you hold as Joe, it's what forms you.
Yes.
That is what makes you to reason. Wow. Yes.
And it can make you become a victim the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Sure. Madam Eunice.
Yes.
You have interacted with women in social settings, in church settings, and in your profession. How does an absent father or a cruel father affect the life of an adult, a woman, a married woman? The relationship they have with the husband, does this manifest in the house? Does the way you are brought up affect your marriage, or manifest in the way you raise your children and the way you relate with your husband?
Yes, and I like how it is coming out in a very beautiful way. And as a married woman, and coming from a very well-knit family, where the father was very present, I'll share it with my example.
Yes.
That because I've come from a family where the father is very present, and a father who listens, and a father who used to love and embrace us as girls, it has really impacted in my marriage. And it has really helped me be able to walk through the life of marriage in a very good way. Because as Counselor Tabby has said, the beliefs that you hold and how you were modeled when you were young makes you who you are when you're an adult. And whatever is in your mind attracts what you will get.
Wow.
So what I was raised in, how I was raised by my father, made me be attracted to a man who is just like my father.
Wow.
Probably a slight difference, but a better version of my father.
Wow.
So I can say it really impacts being present. And I remember there was somewhere I had a very heated discussion about these men who grow old and then they have daughters, and daughters go to America, and they invite their mothers and leave the fathers here. And the question was, do you women tell our daughters to hate us? And I told them, no, you cannot tell your child to hate their father. What happens, because they never saw you when they were growing up, they got close and well knit to their mother. So they don't know you. You are a stranger. You can be paying school fees.
You are a suspect.
Yes, you are a suspect. That is for
house.
sure. Yes. So you'll pay school fees, you'll buy food, you'll do everything, but you're never present. So who have they seen all along? They have seen their mother. So they will invite their mother. Na utabaki hapa ukitafuna githeri.
In fact, for men, we are going through a lot. We are under siege. We need the government to kuingilia kati, because there are men right now who are going through so many battles.
Yes.
I'm telling you, men, you know it's very hard for a man to pick a call and ask for help from the children. But it's very easy for mothers. Hey, you know, a mother will pretend she's saying hi. She says, huku, kunanyesha. And na hakuja kaa vizuri. But a father. So this gap is what is causing all this.
Precisely.
Wow. Powerful conversation going on here. Continue writing to us. I want to sample some few messages here. Thank you, Reverend Hosea Karaoke of Happy Church Dream Center, Roiro. Thank you, sir, for watching. Gabriel Nganga, thank you so much. Penina Wakamau. In fact, I want to give Penina Kamau's apology. She was supposed to join us tonight, but due to unavoidable circumstances, she was not able, but she's live. She's together with us. Thank you, madam. Your day is coming. You are well represented here by Madam Tabitha, your friend. Emma Kifodho. Thank you, Emma, all the way from Utawala. God bless you, Councillor Emma. Great topic. Julius Mwangi, learning. Thank you, Julius Mwangi, all the way from Thika. Esther Kingori, thank you, all the way from Kiabu Road. Thindegua says that her father has a great impact on the girl and even who that girl become in adulthood.
Sure.
That is Esther Kingori. Thank you so much. Sir Gibson Karaoke, thank you, sir, for watching. We continue to sample your messages. Continue writing to us. Continue encouraging other people to watch this program. This is a healing moment. And I can bet that we continue this conversation even after the break, looking at what should a father do to be that father that young girl, that little girl is looking for. But before we go for a break, I want to know, and I want to throw that to you. You see, like a married woman in her marriage, you have taken people through marriage counseling because I know you are a marriage therapist.
Yeah.
What are the signs that this woman, this lady, was not raised up by a present father? Because there are people who are watching us, and there is a man, you know, we are here to help men, and we want to help men to understand their wives, so that they don't keep blaming them, and there's an issue of being raised.
Daddy issues.
You know, these are childhood experiences that are making some of the wives behave the way they behave. And unless you understand the source and ask the problem from the root, you keep revolving around the same problem. Sure. What are the signs that you help us as men look at our wives and some of their behaviors and know that she was not raised up properly? Maybe some hints.
Okay, this is what we call daddy issues.
Yes.
Just like my counselor Eunice can attest. One thing we can talk about, a lady who was not raised by a father, or a father figure was not present. As we said, beginning as I said, girls, we get attracted to authority. And once we start relating with our daddies, there is a way we feel like they are our leaders. We tend to be under them. We start learning how to submit at an early age. So if you have not had time to interact with your dad, you had an absent dad, or maybe your dad was there but very abusive, you could not get close to him. So you are likely to have that issue of being submissive because you don't know what it means to be close to a man who is
to be under authority.
Yes, yes, exactly, to be under authority. But when you get used to that, like me, it becomes so easy for me to submit because I was so close with the dad and he was so cool on me. I can never remember, I cannot recall even a single day when my dad shouted at me or even hate me. But let me not say about mom, but my dad I can't recall even a single day. So we developed that good relationship with him, and that same thing, it becomes so easy for me now to submit to my husband because I learned at an early age. Remember we said about the values and the beliefs you are learning as a young girl, the same you grow up with them in adulthood. So you grow up with the values of being submissive. Yes.
Wow. So if you are a man right there and your wife has some submission issues, you need to revisit. You need to revisit. You need to look for a counselor. Look for Tabby. Look for Eunice. Come together with your wife. Discuss these issues. Let's know where the problem is. If it's about how she was raised, you can begin a journey. It is never too late to do the right thing. You are going for a break, but don't touch that remote, please. In 2 minutes, we'll be back.
Kujinyoga.
Yes, welcome back to Man Unveiled. We are continuing with this conversation, a heated debate right here, looking at the effects of fatherhood in the life of a girl child. And we are able to demystify and look at the dynamics of a present father, a cruel father, and a present father. And all these things affect the life of a girl. Our guests here are telling us that it has a great effect to who that girl becomes, even in adulthood, in terms of being a wife. Say that they exhibit confidence even in their places of work. As we continue with this topic, continue writing to us, continue writing to your friends, set that link, let other families know something good is happening on Man Unveiled, because you may never know how many families are getting restored, how many families are receiving healing tonight. And even our little children, because some of them are watching us, sometimes you get to understand yourself. Why do you behave the way you behave? And you trace back and see, I was never raised by a present father. Cannot continue this conversation without letting Madam Eunice address the issue of the signs. Madam Tabitha has given us one sign about inability to submit, because this lady, even as a young girl, she didn't have someone to submit to. She has not known authority in her life. You know?
Yes.
Sometimes I even see my wife, and the way she makes a lot of noise sometimes, telling our children, do this, don't do this. For me, I don't need to speak. I just look at them and everything is in ship shape. Nothing is brasserie. My presence there and my just watching, just like that, things are flowing.
Yes.
And you can't understand what magic is it. You see? But their mother will keep telling them, I said you don't need, I say. So, what are those signs that we need to observe so that we can help men to understand their wives? And possibly so that they can know how to help them. Give us some few signs.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Yeah.
And I want to answer you why your wife maybe shouts.
Yes.
There is something about the base of a man and the girl. That base that they hear in that house makes that hormone in their body just cool down.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I like it. Pin that down.
Yes.
The base makes the hormones cool down. That's a bugger point.
Yes. So when it cools down, things just fall in place.
Wow.
But when they hear the soprano, this is the voice that they know. So sometimes they are not able to relate with that. So dads, please make sure that your base in that house is felt. Yes.
Is that why they say mwanaume ni sauti?
Kabisa.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
Yes. The other thing that that you see in women that makes you know that they have dad issues is that women become narcissistic. I don't know whether you know they are narcissistic women.
Yes, they are.
They can be all over, and they can
be controlling. Yes.
Yes, and very toxic. Why? Because there's a feeling somewhere. There's a void somewhere that needs to be filled. And for that void to be filled, sometimes they have to be unsettled. They can be narcissistic. They can be just toxic. And even the cat in that house will know that there is a void in this woman that needs to be filled. So in case you see your wife behaving the way they behave, they are all over, they are shouting, you need to know whether they are dad issues. And please iron them out through a psychologist so that you can get help.
Wow.
Yes.
I feel like you want to add another one. We need these points. Men are encouraging me. They are saying, bring them on. They are taking notes.
Yes.
Add another one maybe.
Also, another thing I can add about daddy issues, when a girl grows without the affirmations from the father, these girls tend to doubt themselves a lot. Remember, we have said they develop a self-blame. This self-blame, because they have seen they are the victims, they are the problems, now they develop what we call self-doubt and they doubt themselves because they are not getting what they want. And they are seeing like there is something wrong with them. So this self-doubt breeds low self-esteem. And when somebody has low self-esteem, your wife will cook very nice meal. You tell them you have cooked very nice chapatis, they still can't believe that the chapatis look good.
They don't believe in
They don't believe in themselves. Why? Because they have developed the aspect, they have the aspect of self-doubting them. And that is what makes so many women, they have a lot of ability, but they don't believe in themselves because they have the daddy issues. They got fixated where...
They were not affirmed.
Yes, they were not affirmed, maybe to be told you are the best. Like they are not used to that. So even when a husband affirms them, they feel like they're being flattered. So they don't take it kindly. So if you are a husband and you are watching me, and sometimes you try to affirm your wife, and they don't appreciate, they feel like you are flattering them. This also needs to be checked. Look for us. They need therapy. We need to get the root cause of why they are doubting themselves. The issue is the low self-esteem, and it is not it has not happened now. It is a childhood issue that was internalized that is affecting them now in adulthood.
Wow. Paul and Becky Mushoi from Thika, they are watching, and they like this topic because they are very passionate about marriage.
Sure.
One of the things that that is coming out very strongly is that when you tell a lady who was not affirmed, who was not raised by a very responsible father, that they are smart, they even begin to devalue what they have. That you are smart. You mean? Imagine him near that bob. You know, because they are you are telling them they are smart. They are telling you the cost of the attire. Yes. They have a very nice hairdo, and they tell you, imagine, it was not even nicely done, yet they are very smart. So they lose, ladies tend to lose, girls tend to lose that self-confidence. Sure. And I think, as going forward, and I want also to acknowledge some of those who are watching us is good. That's why we do a live show, because when we are live, we can acknowledge those who are watching us on live. And Abel Njoroge, thank you so much, Abel. Abel was here and he did justice to a certain topic, how to transit from bachelorhood to marriage. Sure. He is a great man of God. God bless you. Nancy Mwaneki, awesome job, blessings. Evelyn Jerry Nganga, great topic. Saimo Kamau, this is the Corinthians. You know the Corinthians are the Wakolinos. Yes, he's my friend. The real issues. Thanks for giving us wisdom. Thank you, sir. Joseph M. Kiande, awesome, Madam Tabitha and company. Sarah Ngeri, my goodness. Madam Sarah, God bless you for watching. We need you on this bench very soon. Says that daddy's daughter's affirmations. Background check. Okay. Says that I confirm that what you are saying, Tabby. My experience with young adults has it. We continue sampling these messages as we continue interacting. And I want us now to get to something a little bit different. Madam Eunice, yes. I want to know, when it comes to this topic, how does it affect a child or a girl child when he has a very present father, and how and let me even rephrase it. How should a present father, because you can be present but you are not doing what you are supposed to do.
Yes.
How can a present father nurture and raise this girl to a responsible woman? What contribution can a father do?
Wow, thank you. That's amazing that you can be present and you're not felt.
Yes.
You can be a very present father. Wherever you go to, you're just moving around the house, but your presence is not felt. It is important as a father to know that when you're in that house or when you're with your girls, make sure that you affirm them, like Tabby has just said. Affirm them. The other thing...
Give us some few statements of affirmation, because there are some people who want to know what affirmation means.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Affirmation means that... one, let them know that they are beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
There's nothing that makes a girl feel like they're on top of the world, like being told they are beautiful.
They are beautiful.
They will believe that, like Tabby said, that those beliefs that you hold will carry you until you are an adult.
Wow.
Let them know that they are beautiful.
And stop there. Let me speak to a father here. Sorry for interjecting, because this is very important. As a father, your daughter must be beautiful because she's your product.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how she looks. She must be beautiful because she looks like you,
yes,
or the mother.
Yes.
Continue.
Let them know that they're beautiful.
Yes.
And get involved in what these girls are doing. And I'll give one example with one of our daughters. Our daughter Wamboi is a golfer. And I can tell you for sure that the dad didn't know how to golf a lot. But he got so interested in that golfing.
Wow.
Until Wamboi could feel like she's at the top of the world. She could tell everyone, everywhere she goes, I'm a golfer, and my dad too. And my dad told me that I'm the best golfer in the world. Wow. So you can see, getting interested as a man with what your girls are doing makes them feel so confident, and they get proud of themselves. Make sure that you involve yourself in table games. I don't know whether you know this draft thing,
yes.
Those table games,
Chess.
newspaper, chess, checkers, scramble, all those. Do those things with your girls. As you do them, you'll be able to affirm them, and you'll be able to keep up. Yes, to connect. I like the word. Connect with them, and you'll be able to pick up an issue probably they're struggling with as a father, and you'll be able to help them sail through. That reminds me of my father. My father used to come with a newspaper daily.
Wow.
And we would sit with my dad and fill in the crossword. When we fill in the crossword, he will tell us, go and read the obituaries. Dad, I want to know why I was reading the obituaries, because up to date I've never known. But Dad was trying to connect with us and my sisters. So we used to connect so well with Dad and flow very well, and that made me a great woman that I am today. Wow. He's the one who taught me how to make chapati.
Your dad?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And today I believe that I'm the best chapati maker.
Women, there's a difference between chapatis and burnt offerings.
Oh yes.
It's good to set things clear. Chapati, you are talking about chapati.
Yes, chapati.
You know there's another one you cook, and when you breaking it, it's like the one that Jesus broke.
Oh yes. So my dad taught me how to make very good chapati, but he don't know how to knead the dough.
Yes.
No. He used to tell me, he used to call me girl. Garo, do this, do this, do this. This is how you roll it. And he taught me. Through doing that, we were able to connect so well. He used to teach me Christian values. He used to take me to church, all those things. So as a father, as you raise your daughter, make sure that your presence is felt.
Wow.
Those small things that you do to those girls are the ones that make them who they become when they are big people.
Great.
Yes.
What a conversation. Fathers, we are taking note and making notes. I think I've not had such a powerful conversation. I'm learning. I'm learning.
Yes.
That I should, you know, my daughter, you know, and I should go and apologize. My daughter keep telling me, Daddy, let's go to the kitchen and cook. But maybe I'm watching TV there. And you know, we watch nothing. If you ask me what I'm watching, I can't even tell, but I'm there with the remote.
But those memories matter.
But it matters to my daughter when we go to the kitchen.
Precisely.
And just prepare something. My daughter believes that I'm a very good cook. I know I'm otherwise. But she believes that Daddy is a good cook.
Yes.
Tell us more about what is this that we need to do as fathers in journeying with our daughters to be responsible women of influence and affluence.
Wow. I like the conversation, the way it is flowing, Joe and Eunice. I just want to add something else on what we men, you as a man who is watching or listening to us, the other thing you can do so that you can have a positive impact on your daughter, it is how you treat her mother, how you treat your wife. The way you treat your wife, don't treat your wife like trash in front of your daughter, because this girl, from the age of 3, we have said they are getting attached to you, they have become attracted to you, and now they are submitting to your authority unconsciously. They are becoming like your wife. So the way you treat their mother, they also internalize that belief like women should be treated like that. So when they grow up in adulthood, they get married, they will be abused, they will be mistreated, they will be mishandled, but they will tolerate because they saw it happening in their family. That is how their dad treated their mother. At some point, they may get attracted to somebody who will not mistreat them, but maybe that husband will be irresponsible in other areas. Maybe that husband will be cheating on them, but they will tolerate the same because they feel like a woman should tolerate breadcrumbs. They should take less, because that is what you have shown them. So my prayer for you, fathers, treat your wives well. Let your daughters observe you treating your wife like a queen, dating your wife like as if you are getting married today. And the same thing will happen to your daughter, because that is what your daughter will pick, and that is how your daughter will understand what love means. And just to add what my Eunice has talked about, telling your daughter they are beautiful. Don't forget to tell them you love them verbally. Don't buy toys, bring to your daughters to show them you love them. Tell them verbally, I love you. Verbal, let them hear. Then you add a gift, maybe during their birthday. Let it be shown by actions and also verbally. Just like what you do to your wife, do it to your daughter, and it will come back to them in adulthood. Yes.
There are mothers who are competing for love from the husband with their daughters, and especially maybe on teenage. How do we handle that? Because sometimes you see the way, I've been there for some few years, and somehow you'll see, like, and especially the teenagers, you see the girl come tell daddy I want this, and the daddy is not able to tell the girl there's no money. It's very easy for the dad to tell the mother there's no money, wait for, how things are. But when the daughter comes, that money is there. The father, it would even be better for the father to freeze her, but ensure that this daughter is not lacking. And the mother feels like, who is more important?
Yes.
How do we deal with that?
That's interesting. I like it. Before I answer that question,
yes,
there's something I want to add. What Tabitha said. As a man, I want to tell you the best gift you can give to your children is through loving your wife. So love your wife, let your children see, let them hear, let them feel that love. That is the best gift. And I'm telling you, that family will glow and will be beautiful. Back to your question.
Yes.
It's interesting that men will never lack money for their daughters.
Yes.
And sometimes they lack money for us. And sometimes as women, we feel like we are competing with our daughters, which can be very tedious and very tiring. But it is good to be conscious. It's good to be aware that even fathers, because they want to be felt in the life of their children, because they want to go down to their level, they don't want to frustrate them. That takes me back to when I was young. My mom could ask for money or ask for something. Na hingepatikana.
Yes.
But
the economy is not doing well.
The economy will never do well with the wives.
And you should understand.
Oh yes, and we understand.
Yes.
And we also, that's interesting. But when it comes to this little heart,
yes,
this princess in the house, for men they never lack. And I like it because it gives these girls a lot of confidence in their fathers. It gives these girls the feeling that their father matters in their lives, which is very important. But I'm a powerful believer of communication.
Okay.
I believe in communication. Talk how you say what you feel, say what you think, and say how it can help you. So I would say that for fathers, make sure that as you communicate to your wife, you don't communicate it through your daughter.
Okay.
Talk to your wife, and if possible, have a family meeting and discuss about finances with your daughters. That will help them become good financial managers in future.
Okay.
Yes.
Tabby. There are mothers who know, if I ask for money, I'll not get it. So they go through the daughter. Go and tell your father. Because they know, as long as it's the daughter asking for money, that man would rather take a loan and make it possible for. How do we go about that? What is the problem in that mix, that the mother has to go through the daughter to get whatever it is?
What happens here, it's like the mother is forming a coalition with the daughter.
Yes.
Like to be now against the father. When a woman uses your daughter to get something from your husband, you're breaking your own marriage because you are breaking a boundary. You should set clear boundary, a wall. Like, I should not let my daughter know that I have an issue with my husband, because the relationship between your husband is your own relationship, and there is a relationship between the daughter and the father. You should not mix the two. There's the difference between your husband and you, you as a spouse, and the father and daughter. So when you are forming a coalition with your daughter, you are sending her to your husband to go tell your father, hakuna hii na hii. So that is a coalition, and that coalition is going to break your marriage because it is not healthy. It is not healthy. That is something unhealthy, and it should not be entertained. Speak openly and directly to your husband. Even if you are worried that your husband will not respond to you, just say what you want. Don't use your daughter. That is a coalition. It's like an opposition you are forming.
What if the wife feel impeached?
By the daughter.
You see, when you see the wife going through the daughter, it's because she already feels like she's impeached in this relationship.
This is not about being impeached.
Yes.
It is just about respecting the fact that there is a daughter-father relationship. Respect that. And make sure there is a wall that you should not cross. Don't interfere with the relationship between the father and daughter, unless there is an abuse. Maybe like there is a stepdad, and you can see the daughter is being abused. That is the only time you should interfere. But if it is a healthy relationship, and you feel like your daughter, like I said, by the way, between the ages of 3 to 6, and there are those who extend throughout, daughters become competitors of their own mother. They become like they are dating the same man. But the daughter is doing it unconsciously. So as a woman, just understand this girl, even if you feel like they are your competitor, they don't want to impeach you. What they are doing, they are responding naturally to the feelings they are feeling. Respect that as a woman. Then work on your relationship between you and your spouse. Leave the relationship between your daughter and the father. You should not interfere that at all. And I also want to address those women. We usually hide at, like, maybe you don't have a good relationship with the father of your daughter. Maybe unfortunately you have separated, and your daughter insists they want to know their father. Then you are there trying to cover up. Why do you want to know your father? What has he done for you? There is nothing you can do to stop a daughter to look for after their dad. It is so natural. It is so natural, and there is nothing. Something natural is something you cannot interfere with them. You can only allow them to know their dad. There are those who are over 40, over 30, they are married, they are still looking for their father. I have counseled many, and they say they can even hire FBIs to help them trace their fathers. So never interfere with the relationship between your daughter and the father. That is a very separate relationship from yours. If you don't have a good relationship with your husband, respect your daughter-father relationship. And make sure that wall is so high such that you can't even jump over. Respect that.
Wow.
Yes.
Powerful, powerful. And the conversation is gearing up, and we are almost coming to the end of this show, but allow us to handle this, the gap and the boundaries, because sometimes we have had instances where fathers have abused their daughters. How close is close? How should men respond? Because at some point these girls are grown up. And not every man is well-mannered. Because we have seen these cases. How do we handle that as the children grow up? Because sometimes the kid will come sit on you as they are growing up. When do we introduce that boundary that this girl is of age now? There are some things she cannot continue doing.
Thank you very much. I like how Tabby explained about the 3 years, 6 years, and sometimes they even extended. That these children, these girls are responding to a natural feeling that they cannot control. They have no control over this. So they want to be hugged by their fathers. And fathers, I advise you, make sure that you hug your daughters when they are young, even as they grow. Please keep hugging them and affirming them. Back to the question. When do we cross the boundaries as fathers? And when do we get to a point that the father can even sleep with the daughter.
Okay, maybe a minute. We are coming back to that. Something need to be fixed. Maybe Tabby. How close is close?
Okay, what I can say, like the way we have said, between the ages of 3 and 6, they become attracted to the father. But after the age 7 and after and beyond, now as a father, you need now to start setting boundaries. You cannot entertain your 10-year-old girl to come sit on your laps. Now you start setting boundaries as they grow. When they are young, give them all the attention, hug them, be close to them. But now as they grow, continue loving them, but now start introducing some boundaries. Like there is something that you cannot do.
Wow.
You can hug, but you cannot sit on my lap. Now you are a grown-up girl.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. There's something you are saying, and I think is also a very valid point.
Yes. As they grow, I like the way Tabby has explained. You need to set very clear boundaries, because if you don't set the boundaries and set them so clear that these girls know that I cannot pass beyond here, then you find that sometimes the fathers even abuse these girls, especially the ill-mannered ones. But I would advise as a father, as they grow, keep letting them know that my daughter, you are growing. Now we need to start setting the boundaries, and that helps them even when they are forming their relationships. As they continue growing, they know, even if I'm dating this man, I cannot go beyond this. I cannot let this man go beyond this line, because this line is well set by the father, and they cannot even be abused. Why? They are well aware of to what point a man should go.
Wow.
Yes.
Powerful conversation going on here, but unfortunately our time is gone. I think this is a conversation that we need to keep having. As men, we need to keep learning. Today we are being educated, because they say that if you are too big to be taught, then you are too small to teach. Sometimes we sit down, take notes, and make notes to enable us become better fathers. I know if you are a father there, you have learned, you have picked some few points that will help you become a better father. And listening from our ladies here, I think they have been able to do justice to that topic. We continue having this conversation. Allow me to sample some few messages here. Nini Direge Shohe, Pastor, thank you. She's laughing here. She's saying, wow. Sarangeri, Leverett, you have just hammered it. I conquer. Tell us why you men have money for daughters and not for your wives, especially salon money. Sarangeri, Dr. Sarangeri, you are inciting. You will be impeached. You are inciting people here in this show. And and I also like what Jemima, the Zirionaire, say that she was fortunate to be raised by her late loving father. That the father even used to get a salonist come home and just make her hair. What a love. Wow. And all of us who are watching, Becky, she's learning a lot. Just talking about a powerful topic. Thank you so much. Mary Jenga, nice topic. Thank you, Tabitha. And all of us who are watching, God bless you so much. As we come to the close, I want you to say, where can we find you? Where can we find you? Yes. Wow. And give us your contacts as you say goodbye to us tonight.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching us. I'm located at Kiambu Road. So, I have a YouTube channel that I'm talking so much about parenting and how you can raise your children in the best way possible. You can follow me on TikTok, Wangari Eunice Destiny, and my YouTube channel, Wangari Yune. You can follow me and learn more about parenting. So thank you so much. I love you.
Wow, and it's also good to say that you do trainings on parenting, you do talks on parenting in churches.
Oh yes, yes,
and in the corporates.
Yes,
it's also good to say that, because people need these topics addressed.
I agree.
What else do you do?
I teach people about parenting. We want to raise children in the 21st century in the best way possible. We want to teach them how to live with social media, because social media will not go, it will stay here with us. I want to help you as a mother, as a father there, to stop yelling at your children, but guide them in a godly way and make them become great people. I have something cooking. I have a book that I'm writing, and soon it will be reaching you. Thank
Wow,
you.
Thank
Yes.
you. We'll keep you updated on that development. You can say your last words and possibly what you do and where we can find you.
Okay, maybe what I can say, it's for that man who was watching us, and maybe you have felt like there is an issue that we have talked about and it has affected you. Please do not keep quiet. Do not raise your children with your wounds that you are inflicted by your own parents. Most probably you are not able to be available for your daughter because you are abused physically, mentally, or you are neglected. Just look for a therapist. Me, I'm located at Blessed House. That is where my office is. I do coaching for married people. I do couples forums, trainings, coaching, and I also do parental engagements. I also want and so passionate to help parents to raise warriors. You can reach me on 0723 818382. I'm also on Facebook and also very vocal on TikTok, where I teach people about marriage and parenting. You can follow me, Tabitha Gathoni Nganga. Thank you and God bless you.
Wow, thank you. And you are Eunice on social media?
I'm Eunice Kigodho on Facebook.
All right.
And Eunice Destiny on TikTok.
On TikTok.
Yes.
Let's meet there. I'm your host, Joe Wisdom. All social media platforms, Joe Wisdom Talks or Wisdom Talks. I'm your corporate trainer for personal development programs. One of my signature programs is personal branding. I tell people you are either a brand or a commodity, depending on how you present yourself in the market. The art of public speaking and monetizing your passion. I'm also an author of Wisdom for the Marketplace, Mastering Your Marketplace Assignment, Wisdom for Wealth, Money and the Spirit of Wealth, and Wisdom for Relationship, where we say, love is a command, relationship is a choice. Good night. See you next week. God bless.